All right, students, welcome to 8.2 for Math 1. What we're going to do is, again, try and take some notes here, keep it really short, under about 5 minutes. What we're doing, we're still working with data, and 8.2, if you look at it, has some definitions and stuff we'll come back to, the shape and the spread. And then down here, these are the questions. That's what they want you to do. So, taking a look at this, taking a look at our data distribution, you get different types of graphs. What we got here, we have a histogram. Over here, another type of histogram. And then we also have box and whiskers plots. Okay, so those are the two we talked about so far, so let's go see what we're being asked to do. So definitions. Modes. The mode is the one that happens most often. If things are evenly spread, there's no obvious mode. Okay, so if everything is equal, or if everything is very uniform, there won't be something that happens the most. Unimodal, one peak. Bimodal, two peaks. Or multimodal, there are multiple spots where there's something higher than the others. Okay. Okay, so those are the main types. Skewed means it's shifted sort of to one side or the other. One side, leaving the other with a, quote, tail, and we'll sort of see that. Okay, in fact, let's go take a look at that right now. This is what they're talking about. You got a mode here. Clearly, these two are the highest. There's two modes. They're both at the highest level, so that's bimodal. And then the tail, they're talking about this part right here. They call it a tail, but basically what it is the data is skewed. The data is skewed over here, so there's some that are sort of left. It's not a normal distribution. Okay, we'll talk about what a normal distribution is. Outliers, values that are way above. Usually these are way far out. Okay, so for an outlier, what you're looking at are things like this. You get all this data. Most of the data is grouped around here. Let's say these are test scores, and I believe that is what they are. So we got some kids with 100, some kids with 99, some with the 90, blah blah blah, down to 60. Then there's a big gap. There's someone down here in the low range. Okay, so that person is an outlier. Okay. So skewed if everything's shifted, outlier if there's a big gap between your stuff. Okay, you see that also on the box and whiskers. Majority of the data is here, or at least half the data of the data is here. So 50% of the data there, but you still have these two outliers. There's someone way out here and there's someone way out here. Okay, doesn't mean there's anything wrong with them. It's just they're outliers. They're somewhere outside the regular distribution. All right, normal distribution. This is the one you'll see most. That's why they call it normal. Okay, most of the time if you take a test and we have 50 people taking a test, what we'll expect to happen is some people get A's, some people might get D's, but in general, there's a peak sort of in the middle. Some are above, some are below, but it has sort of a hill type thing. That's a normal distribution. Okay, so let's go through those again. This one's skewed. This one's normal. This one has a gap, so it has an outlier. And then the box and whiskers, same sort of thing. Finally, we didn't talk about this graph, but what you should notice is they're mostly about the same level. Okay, we have 1, 2, 3, 4 that are all the same level. That would be multimodal. There's several of them that would have multi-locations where data is relatively higher than the others. All right, so that's uniform, that's skewed, outliers, normal. Those are the main definitions we'll talk about. Now they're going to ask you to look at and compare stuff. They ask you, for part 2, this part, describe the data distribution of each. We sort of did that, but you'll need to write it down now. Compare data distributions between Adams and Smith. So compare Smith's class with Adams' class and see how do the two graphs compare. And you can see they're clearly different. So you want to sort of describe what's different. You might say Adams' class has this going on, Smith's class, on the other hand, has this going on, and describe it. Okay, so that's sort of what we're doing. We need to answer all 5 questions for this, and that is your task 8.2. All right. Once again, kept it under 5 minutes, as we will try and do always. So try and finish up the 8.2 task here, and check back later. I'll have the 8.2 ready, set, go, ready to go. All right, thanks for watching.